So yesterday we learned about key terms. When we're writing an equation using key terms, we learned about adding, subtracting words, multiplying, dividing, and some equal terms. So now we're going to take sentences and we're going to actually make a math problem. This is what we mean. So go ahead and write this down now. The sum of a number n and 7 is 15. Take a minute to write that down. Pause if you need to. Okay, so what I want you to do as you are trying to write out your math sentences, I want you to go ahead and take your pencil and circle things, okay? So we're going to talk about the sum. So I'm going to circle the word sum. I know that sum means to add, so I'm going to put a plus sign there. A sum of a number n, Well, we don't know what n is. It's a variable, so I'm just going to write n above it. And 7, so I'm going to circle 7, is 15. Well, we know that the word sum of a number n, oops, I probably should put sum of, say sum, but the sum means to add. N and 7 is 15. So then we have the word is here for the equal sign. So I'm going to put, basically, I'm going to put n plus 7 equals 15. So I took the sum, which is the adding, n and 7 is 15, equals 15. Let's try another one. Pause if you need to catch up. A number decreased by 4 is 3. Oops, that should be a number x. Sorry, I forgot to put my x there. A number x decreased by 4 is 3. So a number x, sorry, I forgot to put that in there. X decreased by, if I look at my key terms, I know that decreased by falls right here in subtraction. So I know I'm going to subtract by 4 is 3. So I know that means equals 3. Oops. So a number x, so pull down my x, decreased by minus 4 is 3, equals 3. And that's your answer. We're not asking you to solve, we're just taking our sentences and we're making it into an equation. The next one, 12 times a number p equals 48. So we have 12 times, you know times means multiplication, a number p, so we're going to use the variable p, equals 48, equals 48. So I'm going to write 12 times p equals 48. But when we have variables like p that's in our sentence and we're using variables in algebra, we no longer use the multiplication symbol because that shows us almost like it could be another variable. So you could write 12 dot p equals 48. The dot is another symbol for multiplying. However, in algebra, they just go ahead and they put the 12 and the p together is 48. So here you have your coefficient, and you have your variable, and when they are next to each other, they mean to multiply. So these two together, when you have a coefficient, the 12, and your variable, p, and they're right next to each other, it means to multiply. So you don't need to write the dot, and we definitely do not write the x because we think that that's another variable. Now I want you to pause the video. I'm going to have you try some on your own. Okay, pause the video and see if you can solve this on your own. When you think you have it, push play to see if you got it right. Okay, now we have 9 less than a number b equals 2. So I have 9, so I'm going to circle 9, less than means to subtract. A number b, we don't know what b is, it's a number, but we don't know what it is, so it's b equals 2. Now, the tricky thing with this less than and greater than, less than and more than, actually, not greater than, less than and more than, you have to flip the two numbers, or the number and the variable. So normally we would say, okay, it's 9 minus b equals 2. But that's not what the sentence says. The sentence says 9 less than a number b. So 9 is less than the number b. So the correct answer is b minus 9 equals 2, because 9 is less than the b. So on these types of problems that have less than or more than, you will want to make sure that you flip the variable, the number, or whatever it is. All right, try the second one. Pause the video and see if you can get this done. Okay, so hopefully you got it correct, but it's the product. Product means to multiply, or product of, a number g. We don't know what g is. We know it's a variable. And 5 is, put an equal sign, 30. So we know that the product means to multiply, and we have the 5 and the g, or the g and the 5. So we know it's a multiplication problem. So we're going to write 5g, because the coefficient always comes first. Because even if you had 2 times 1 is 2, or 1 times 2 is 2, if you flipped it around, it would still work. But the way we always write it in algebra is that the coefficient, which is the 5, comes first before the variable. So we have the 5 and the g are multiplied, and they equal 30. That's your answer. All right, let's try 2 more problems and see if you can get these. A number k increased by 10 is the same as 24. All right, so pause the video here and see if you can figure it out. Okay, let's try this one. A number k, so in number k, we don't know what that number is, it's just k, we don't know. Increased by, if I look on my sheet, increased by means to add. 10 is the same as, so it's here and here, same as, that's my equal sign, 24. I'll just write it down there. So it's k plus 10 equals 24. All right, this is the last one I want you to try. See if you can get this one. Again, refer to your sheet if you're not sure what operation to use. Add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Pause the video here and see if you can figure this out. Okay, so we have the quotient. Quotient means to divide a number Q, and 4 is 12. So it's the quotient of Q and 4. So it's Q divided by 4 equals, because it is 12. So you can write it like that, or you can write Q divided by 4 equals 12. I hope this gives you a little bit better understanding.